Hey everyone, just realized that our Zoom meeting didn't record again, so that's no fun. So I am going to recap really quick in probably a 10-15 minute video here, hopefully. Everything that we talked about is really important. This is all directly related to the governor's announcement last night that the stay at home order, essentially. So we're one of a handful of states that have done this now. I believe it's over 20, though some of them have different rules. But the Northwest MLS just sent out their interpretation, and I'm going to start with the bad news, then hopefully get to some good news a bit later. But it says that we, as real estate brokers, cannot conduct any business outside of the home, including physically showing or previewing properties, conducting in-person listing presentations, taking property photos, staging homes, etc. Any person who violates the governor's order does not only put himself and his family at great risk, but also the real estate firm and his clients at risk. They do not go on to elaborate what fines will be, but it seems to heavily hint that if individuals and or businesses are not obeying the order, we will be fined. So this is a policy that we are putting in place as a brokerage that as of tomorrow evening is when this takes place, tomorrow being Wednesday the 25th. As of Wednesday the 25th, 5:30 p.m., we will not be allowed to do real estate activities outside the home. I do have confirmation that escrow companies will still be up and running, so they are exempt. They will still do notary signings. You will be able to deliver earnest money electronically. They will be able to close, though there may need to be extensions because of short staff. But everything with as far as pending transactions should go through. However, the problem at hand is that as real estate brokers, we are not able to go open a lockbox after, again, the deadline of Wednesday evening. So we are not able to do inspections. We are not able to do final walkthroughs. So this is kind of case by case. How do your clients want to go about this, right? It's not our decision. We relay the facts to our clients and they get to make the decision. But if you have an inspection coming up, I would try and push it for today and or tomorrow. I know that's could be impossible, but I'll pause there and bring up a point that Debbie brought up in the meeting. Her inspector, they have an inspection scheduled for Friday, and her inspector he interprets that he personally is exempt. I don't see exactly where he got that, but we can't dictate what he does. And if all parties are okay with the inspector going to the home and the seller allowing the inspector to be there, then I would say that is a good workaround. So that's a great point made by Debbie. The key is, as of now, we can't go to the property. And as we all know, our business is very trackable. You can't really get away with breaking the rules because you would have to log into the key box, and that would immediately incriminate yourself. That's a strong word. Again, I'm guessing the worst case would be a fine, but that's why we're implementing a policy that we have to comply with this. So anyways, final walkthroughs are another tough one. I'm dealing with that right now. We pushed up the final walkthrough for 2 that I'm pending on to today and tomorrow, which is earlier than my clients wanted. But they wanted to get it done with in case they can't do it next week because they don't want to close. They don't want to close without seeing the home one last time, making sure it's in good condition. Let's pause here and talk about the Form 22 FM. We talked about it. We've talked about it a lot, but I just want to repeat. Please go look up the Form 22 FM, and I would immediately add those to any transactions you have pending. Advise your client to do so, and talk to the other broker and ask him to advise his clients to do that and add it to the contract. Make sure when you add it to the contract, you add it to the addenda line on the Form 21 and everyone initials that. 22 FM says in a circumstance like this that timelines will automatically extend. I spoke in length with the Northwest MLS real estate broker. He confirmed everything I'm telling you. He likewise confirmed that in regards to a final walkthrough, that this is likely another timeline. It's a little more gray because it's not. It's actually a recent addition to the Form 21. It's only been around for about a year and a half, but he said you might get some pushback on that. But if you're not able to do a walkthrough, you should be able to extend without getting the seller's permission if you have the 22FM in place. So anyways, if you have any questions about this, call me, text me, let's discuss it. And if I don't have an answer, which I probably won't because this is a lot of speculation, we'll bring in our lawyers and we'll get the answer, or at least as good as we can. Some good news, potentially good news. It's not good news yet, but I spoke this morning with an owner and designated broker of a Realty One group in Denver, and just last night, after a few days of being having the same stay-at-home order put in place, the state of Colorado released that they are making real estate exempt. And this is speculation. I truly suspect that this will happen here. It hasn't happened yet in California, and they've been shut down for, I want to say, 6 days. But they're expecting the same thing. We have the Association of Realtors and all the local MLSs are really fighting for this. Craig and I were just talking, real estate is not like car sales. This is the backbone of our economy. That's not bias, that's a fact. Real estate really pushes our economy, and our economy lives and dies through real estate. So I just can't imagine that they're going to shut down real estate for the next week, 2 weeks, or even more. So that is something to look forward to. I will, of course, keep you guys updated as this goes on. The Northwest MLS hinted at, and Justin Haig, the lawyer at the Northwest MLS, hinted at days on market being paused. So if you have so this is likely going to be next 24 hours. They'll say any home that's on the market, if you're at 3 days, it will stay at 3 days throughout this period until people are able to see the homes again. With that said, if it doesn't happen, I would suggest to your clients, I would suggest this to my clients, if you have an active listing, to possibly take it temporarily off market. Use Form 19, send it to the MLS, and take it off market at least for a week or two until this is figured out. That's just a suggestion. Obviously, again, it's up to your seller, but you don't want a home that's really 7 days on market to be potentially 21 days on market when people can start seeing it again. So that would just be my suggestion. Another suggestion to consider, both now and after, until this law is redacted, but currently the state of Washington has said that no evictions can take place during this COVID-19 crisis. So if you are negotiating future transactions and considering a rent back, whether it's a buyer pre-occupancy or a seller post-occupancy, I'd heavily reconsider because that is a huge risk, considering if the seller does not leave or if the buyer occupies preliminary beforehand and then they do not, and it doesn't close, you literally cannot evict them. Hopefully this is a very worst case and it won't happen to anyone, but that's a scary thought to me. Just the thought of having to evict someone is a scary thought, but now the thought of not being able to evict someone is horrifying. So anyways, keep this in mind, and I would definitely advise anybody who's considering agreeing to a rent back to not. It's too big of a risk with no evictions. Going to keep going down my notes here. In this email, we are including how we need to do commission disbursements. If you have any closings that are coming up that you've already sent a commission disbursement, or any pending files that you haven't sent one for, redo them, and it's going to say, we'll include in this email, but it's going to say, you're going to say after Realty One Group Turnkey as the recipient, underneath you're going to say wire, and for the instructions, and then the escrow company will contact us. We'll send them wire information, and we'll still be able to get people paid the same day. In fact, this might actually lead to getting paid literally the day of closing, because the wire should arrive that day. And then if it's early enough, we can probably get you paid that same day as well. So anyways, stay tuned for that. Look in the email and let us know if you have any questions. Okay, that's about all I have regarding the announcement. I just want to end this video with some encouragement to take this time. I don't know about you, but for me, when things are busy, when I'm out recruiting agents, I have some deals going on, it's so hard to take a step back when we're busy and focus on designing our website, updating our bio, going on LinkedIn and all those social websites, and making our business pages, working on our CRM, all those cool tools that we have that we never seem to have time for. And again, totally guilty. I never have time for it. Maybe now you do have time for it. So rather than taking this as an unpaid vacation, take this time to reinvest into your business. For me, I just have to time block it. I time block at least an hour every single day that I focus on some tool, whatever it may be, whether it's Homekeeper or working on my website. But I'm really focusing on that and diving in, so that when this is done, at least I'm set up for future success. Because right now we can't really reap what we've sown, but we can sow more seeds, right? So excuse the lame analogy, but that would be a suggestion. And lastly, on that note, I have also set a goal personally of making a minimum of 5 phone calls a day, and I've been actually exceeding it, because it's the easiest thing on my list to do. But every single day I'm making at least 5 phone calls to past clients, people in my sphere, whether it's canceled and expired, it's for sale by owner, anyone like that. Set a goal for yourself on how many you're going to call every single day. And I think you'll be surprised at what type of an effect that will have on your future business. Again, the odds of you calling someone saying, oh yeah, I want to buy a home right now, it's probably not going to happen. But the goal is, if you're planting these seeds now, when the market comes back, you're set up for success. Because we're going to be on the sidelines for a few weeks. Hopefully not, but likely a few weeks. And so we got to make up that time. So plant those seeds now. And lastly, in regards to education, there's going to be some resources and links that we're sending you out regarding Realty One Group's One University. Realty One Group just released a new website that has a free business planning book and a new podcast specifically for this time in our business. And so these are awesome tools that, again, I would suggest taking the time to just time block 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, to specifically educate yourself so that you're ready when the market comes back. And Realty One Group is also doing webinars on things like SkySlope, Sync, website building, etc. So we'll be sending you links to those. So if you want to take a deeper dive on some of these tools, they're going to have them available. So last but not least, I just want to say I am available around the clock. I'm working 7 days a week. So anytime you have a question, feel free to call or text me. You can email me too, but call and text is for the quickest response that's best. The rest of our staff is available too. We're all working from home now. But feel free to contact any of us. The rest of our staff works normal business hours, but I'm available around the clock. So don't hesitate to reach out. You should all have my phone number, 253-208-7297. And again, if I don't have the answer, I'll get the answer. I'll work with you on getting the answer. But everybody hang in there. We're all here for you, and we're all in this together, and we'll get through this. So thanks everyone for watching, and best of luck. And I did it right in that 15-minute timeline. So perfect. Talk to you guys later.